Hello, friend. Why am I tilted? I am tilted because breaking up is fucking brutal. So I was wondering, is it that we were wired to be miserable once we do break up? My last video was about fairness of life, and it feels like the feelings we experience after breaking up are extremely unfair. But I don't think it's the case. If you accept the high, you must also accept the low. It kind of comes in a package. I wonder if it's just better to avoid romantic love and instead fulfill yourself with more universal love. I think Buddha wouldn't want me to be in romantic love, no. It kind of feels like romantic love would be a subset of the universal love with attachment added in, which would explain a lot. If there's no attachment, I bet it would feel much easier. So I was wondering, have we ever evolved any adaptations regarding breaking up, or are we only wired to get together and never end relationships? Which would, in my mind, explain why the feelings feel so brutal. If we are not wired to end relationships, it would make sense. Otherwise, it's kind of confusing why our minds would put us through misery after breaking up. So let's ask Claude. Claude says that the fact that intense romantic passion reliably fades is itself plausibly an adaptation. If pair bonds were locked in chemically forever, there would be no mechanism to reassess a costly match. That makes sense. The acute pain after a breakup, the obsessive thinking, the abandonment rage, the depressive collapse. fMRI work shows it lighting up reward motivation and physical pain circuits. This looks like suffering for nothing, but it's probably doing two jobs. One, motivating you to repair the bond if it's still repairable, and two, once that fails, forcing a hard reorganization of expectations so you can eventually reallocate effort elsewhere. Grief is, among other things, a learning algorithm. Thank you, Claude. Well, that makes a lot of sense. And I feel like that's probably also an adaptation, because if you break up a bond, it must feel painful because your ancestors, if they broke up a bond, they wouldn't reproduce, you wouldn't be here. So that is probably also evolved over time. Now, going back to universal love, I feel like a next challenge for me would be to learn to love myself, and through that, to love the world. That would be awesome. That would be an amazing skill to have. Right now, it's incredibly hard. I wonder, why is it that the feeling of self-worth kind of goes down after a breakup? I feel like having no love makes everything that I have ever achieved feel extremely meaningless. All the effort I put in any area of life, it just stops making sense. I do wonder if it's possible to not lose passion for life when you lose all the love. when you do have love, everything feels more rewarding. Everything feels more real. Everything feels more meaningful. But if romantic love is the only kind of love you experience, then you're kind of like playing a roulette of, is it gonna end this year? Is it gonna end in 80 years? Eventually there's gonna be a huge downfall. Accepting romantic love kind of makes you sign a contract, the best outcome of which is that you die first, which is I don't know, kind of grim. Universal love for just humanity as a whole, life as a whole, is accessible to anyone, anytime, with no attachments. There's no downside, I think. So isn't just a better version of it? A more skilled version of it? Maybe. But nevertheless, we keep moving. I do think that there is something there. There is definitely something there. I'm not gonna give up on either one. Let's see what life holds. Anyway, that's all I got for today.